What's up, gang? What is everybody up to tonight?
To his next.
No. No. That's crazy. You guys play with tech decks? Fingerboards? I just bought one today after years of not having one. I used to have a bunch. This looked like a good sell. Bing bong. Yeah, I used to build my own ramps. So I'm gonna explain to you guys the early ones, the trades that I took earlier. So I took a break of the highs here. Oop. Took a break of the highs here. And then I did the same thing here. Went into drawdown. Took another pineapple here. Or took a pineapple there. And then I closed this trade somewhere like right here. .30-minute just closed. I'm gonna take an entry here for sells. I got slipped like 4 pips though. What the hell? It should have been here. We're looking for that 30 flipping. That 30 flipped bearish, gave us like 10 pips, and we're gonna close there at 10 pips. That was pretty fucking fast. It was more than 10 pips, but the spreads are fucking disgusting. And it slipped me 4 pips. That was a 19 pip push from where I market executed. I market executed right here, and I closed right here. And in total, I only got 10 pips. Slipped 4 pips, and spreads were 3. So that's 8 pips that I missed out on. That was a little gay, not gonna lie. Now, if we can get a closure below here, Hmm. Why is my YouTube lagging right now? It says my signal to YouTube is full. Yo, is the stream looking fine to you guys? Damn, it says it's lagging on my end. See what it do here. It should be 5 likes, why 3? It's only 3. It's only 3 because the like button is broken. Like my keyboard. We're just not even moving. Not even moving. Alrighty. So, looking at the lower time frame, right? So let's look at our 4 hour. So our 4 hour has a top wick. We have the money printer on the previous 4 hour. That is nice, right? We've rejected this high. Last time we rejected that high, it brought us all the way down to these lows. We bounced off these lows, we came up to these highs, we rejected all the way back down. You see how this is a 4 hour money printer. We could be filling out this entire range. Let's look at the hourly. We're respecting this level. We closed money printer on the hourly. This current hourly where the market closed has no bottom wick as well. 30 minute time frame has closed back below these levels here we rejected, and we're back into we haven't closed into range yet, but we are in within this structure here already. We're back in, we haven't broken out of this structure. So looking at this now, the 30 rebroke that 30 low. I'm gonna have a sell stop here, and I think once this 30 reflips and rebreaks that low, we should be able to get a pop to fill the daily range here. How was your guys' day today? Alright, so I'm deleting this, deleting this, deleting that. The 15-minute closed. The 15-minute closed bullish. It closed with no top wick. I was kind of contemplating some sells there. Vishwa Patel, how are you, brother? You didn't remove your buy stop and got cooked? Damn. That's annoying. I do an analysis in trading view and top one have pending section. Not the same like MT5. On MT5 I lost nothing but up 30%. Ah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you gotta be aware of those little minute details. Waiting for this hourly. Yeah, I'm good if it drives. Waiting on the hourly. Well, that sell stop would have been perfectly fine, but I wanted to wait for that hourly close. Let's see what it do here. Man, I do an analysis. Oh, W, you are smart and got it. Levels are clean, Eddie. Just need some patience. Facts. How are you, George? Whoa. This 1 minute candle was 31 pips. If I wasn't waiting till this hourly closure, I would have taken a wick entry sell there. That being said, I'm gonna just go to the bathroom real quick. I check my cameras every fucking hour. I'm dying to catch somebody trying to rob my shit. No. Yo, that wick entry would have been so nice, but I said I was gonna wait till the hourly, and I gotta follow the plan. If not, I would have had two sells there. Four minutes. What's good, Jay? All right, so the hourly's about to close right now in 1 minute. These papers are not too great, but all right. Yeah, it lasts a little while. Yeah, I can't take sells here. I gotta wait. I need to pull back to VWAP to take buys. What kind of rock is that? Oh, to cook on top of? Yeah, if you like your meat cold, nigga, put cook on that.
No, you crazy. 750 degrees.
Nah.
What are you talking about? You know what I had? How I had this steak the other day?
I don't understand.
Rare. And it was fire, bro. It was medium
You're
rare.
gonna be eating that shit mooing.
No, it was medium rare. Medium rare. Sorry.
You're gonna be eating that shit mooing.
It tasted so good, bro. And I was super high.
Indian brokers? There's brokers in India? I thought, oh, what? There's Forex brokers in India? What are their names? Oh. I was like, bro, every Indian that I know that is not American uses Dominion markets. Ah, yeah. That's what's most like, yeah. Wild how Raja has a monopoly on that, right? Raja literally got a monopoly on that. What's going on here? Holy shit. What is this volume? Wow. How you doing? I think these are potential fake outs, man. I still think we dump here from this level we're at. It's so strong. I mean, where did we grab orders from? We never broke these lows here. We just retested them pretty evenly. Is that enough to drive through? Or maybe it is to get us to this level. But that's the 4-hour level. Holy crap, what is going on here? Can't be letting it canoe. It's not about the skill, it's about the strength at that point. How much can you punch until it hurts them? Not how clean can you land the hook.
It's about the tactical.
I would say 100 Hafthor Bjornsons because, well, he's already 10 times stronger than a human. And a gorilla is only 5 times stronger than a human. And he's 10 times stronger than a normal human. He's stronger than a gorilla. Literally. Ask ChatGPT how much a gorilla can bench press, deadlift, and squat, and Hafthor beats all those numbers. I already looked it up on deadlift, and the gorilla and Hafthor have the same deadlift, and he doesn't even have the number 1. Humans are beating gorillas in strength in certain exercises. They said 100 regular humans. They never said 100 world's strongest men. But John Jones is also like almost 7 feet tall. Oof, shit.
I don't think they win. They got no fighting.
Hafthor Bjornsson can box. So put 100 boxing Hafthor Bjornssons just going wah 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 wah. I don't know, bro. He's got like a 500-600 pound bench, 700 pound bench. They're like, oh, a gorilla can lift a car. Eddie Hall lifted a fucking semi truck and dragged it across. Hit that, bro. You're swinging to Jay. And he dragged it across the road. So I mean, we have some humans that are just as strong. I'm on my instant funded today. Wish me luck. You got it. Have to be over the 1,000 club in bench squat and deadlift. The gorilla, according to Google, can deadlift anywhere between 900 pounds and 1,300 pounds. And Hafthor Bjornsson's record is 1,150 pounds. So, putting it directly in the center of the average of what the gorilla can do. So if you take 100 Hafthor Bjornssons, or even 100 of the world's strongest men leading up to the competition, I think they win. £1,000 club? That's hard to achieve. So I'm at if I get this is like my max numbers in total of all time, never consecutively at the same time. When I'm at my strongest for bench, I'm at my weakest for squatting and deadlifting. When I'm at my strongest deadlift, I'm at my weakest squat and bench.
I'm in the 1,000 pound with all my max lifts.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to. That's what I think I'm at like 900 and like 20.
Yeah, because I'm barely there.
My deadlift is almost half of it. I could deadlift 450. Well, you squatted 4 plates. You can bench 300, so that's 400. That's 700, and then what you can deadlift like 300. That's like 1,000.
My my max bench is 350. Max deadlift is 375. Max squat is 405. Actually, my max squat is 425. So 1,115.
I don't know how you survive, bougie. All he's had today was fruit, water, and fruit, OJ, and coconut water.
Is he training for something?
He's
Lifestyle.
training for life.
Lifestyle.
Alright, I'm gonna have a sell stop here.
I'm good on that. Burn it.
I can eat as much fruit and have as much OJ and coconut water as I want. Deleting that. This is ugly for it to come up. It looks like it's about to, which would give us a bullish closure in range. What that does is no idea, brother. What's this 1 minute look like? Okay, that looks much nicer. We can have a sell stop back again. What I think that is that you're joining the bid is when you say I want to take a buy and I need it at this entry, and you throw your order number out there and you say I need my order at this price, and then if somebody wants to fill you at that price, your order gets filled. So you put I think it's basically you join the bid at I want someone to sell me a contract at the average price of this, and then you sit there and somebody will look at your order and somebody could fill your order. And then when you just click sell at market, you're going to get executed at the current market price with spreads and all, versus you saying I want to get filled maybe 5 ticks before, and then if you have a large enough order that the market wants to get filled, it'll get filled. So I don't know how that would work on a demo since your orders aren't technically there and nobody's actually seeing your orders. Drop ship them a sell stop or a buy stop is kind of like market executing as soon as price gets tapped there. So for example, a buy stop will get activated on like the rebreak. So you get a slight entry, a slight pullback, and then a slight break, and that's how it'll enter your position. So it takes like a split second to actually enter. That's why sometimes buy stops and sell stops get slipped, because if price flies right through it, it'll still activate you, but it'll probably slip you just a little bit. $15 is about to close right into rage. I'm deleting this. Well, we just created a top wick first, and now we're, what the hell? That was a good buy off the VWAP, but there was no previous indication that we were bullish off that. Last time we just dumped right off there, and then we remained underneath and just faked out above, so there was no indication for me to take entries down here. Okay, so we're gonna retest the opening high. We just have no structure. Here we go.
Is the case.
You know, when your trading buddy that you talk to all day doesn't hit you up, what do you think that means? Were they really that busy that they couldn't be like, yo, caught this today? Or are they in massive drawdown, or did they blow their account and they don't want to say nothing? I've been there, bro. I've been there, dog. How many micros would you use on 150K? Well, I use a 300K and I'm only using 3 micros. I'm being extra conservative. You like to live on the edge? I don't like to edge. I like to get straight to the point. Someone understood. Yeah, the thing is that let's say you took a sell as soon as you got a rejection here, and now price is driving up 219 pips. If you're using like a one lot, that's $2,100. Let's say your account 150, you have about 5,000 drawdown. That's half the account in drawdown. Let's say you use 3 micros. You're looking at $600 drawdown versus 2,000. So if you fuck up and you make a very bad decision, you're gonna lose $600, $1,000, $2,000. If you hold for like a 700, 1,000 pip loss, you're gonna lose $2,000 and not blow your account. Let's say you had a bad day like Wix did, and Wix took a 1,200 pip loss. I can take that loss on this account here, and my account will still be alive and still have over 50% of the drawdown. So the idea for me is to get to payout safely, scale the account, and once I'm at the buffer, I can raise the lot size and risk a little bit more, one contract at a time. So far, Sunday so far this is like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and today's Wednesday. So that's exactly 7 trading days. I'm up 1,230. An automatic max daily loss. Pretty decent. Keeps you from tilting. Need a 5-minute wick, 32.39 on spot. Yeah, they already closed my 25K account after 1 day. Uh-oh. It to be like that. You know how many times this is my 12th PA? You know how many times I've blown a live account? You know how many times I've blown a live account? Like a trillion. Emotions fucking destroy your skill set.
Oh, I haven't even talked to him yet. I haven't talked to nobody. I just be. Oh.
It's all good. Well, I'm too late for that buy stop. Yeah, too late for that buy stop. Possibly. Yeah. Yeah. Too late for that buy stop. And this is the break of the daily high. What is here? We have a baby level here and more stronger levels here. A break of that high would give us 42 pips and 9 to this rejection. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna have a buy stop on the break of the daily high. This 5-minute just closed above the range. What's the difference here? It's only 4 or 5 pips difference. Yeah, not my stop loss would be somewhere here around VWAP. That's where I would be managing risk. We have to confirm that we're using this level as support now. And if we come back to it, take our pineapple, get a bounce off of it similar to what we got here. But if this flips bullish now, that's beautiful structure. Can't start coming down here though. What do we have? 4 minutes for this 30-minute closure. That would be a 30-minute bullish above the most recent ranges. I have a buy stop here at a 30-minute resistance. I'm deleting that. I mean, there's only 30, 40, and the range already got filled twice. The fuck was that? Oh,
He fell asleep.
Two-minute looks good. 3-minute looks like trash. 5-minute looks really good. But is this 5-minute gonna push? Yeah, let's be patient, bro. 3 minutes isn't gonna kill nobody. So this is holy shit, brothers. Bruh.
I think you gave me a ghost job though.
No. This shit just popped up on my feed. Like, holy shit, bro. Mira el hueco grandísimo ese, bro. De ñu. Who is John charging it? What? Get the fuck out my face, bro, before you get punched in the nuts.
You talking about that hole, bro?
You put a... Alright, I gotta watch here. 30-minute pull down. What are you gonna do? You're just gonna drive without me, bro. It's gonna be one of those, isn't it? It's gonna be one of those annoying ones. So here, What are we doing here? Price. John changing it. Charging it. Big dub, John. Big dubs. Stream excellent. So why is it giving me that error every like 20 minutes? I don't like this trickle up. This trickle up is suspect. Whoa, Nightbot, what did you do? I could put Nightbot in timeout. Did it time you out or it just deleted your message? Nah, don't worry. That's not supposed to be a command. All right. We just gotta dump. We just gotta flip. You can spam whatever the hell you want because that brings more engagement, more traffic, and it lets people express themselves better. So that way, if you want to say a bunch of crazy wild shit, you can say a bunch of crazy wild shit. I don't care. I don't care. No, you didn't say anything. You just spammed the same thing over and over without being a moderator or something like that, and that's why. Nah, don't worry, dog. Damn, this thing came all the way down to here, which would be the hourly flip. And if that comes down, that's the hourly flipping. Cells are looking clean a rooski here. Can we get a top wick? Okay. So, if this is gonna flip bullish, we would be respecting this area here, and we would be doing this. You have the other one? 30 seconds left here for a 5-minute closure. Fifteen seconds. Let's get a top wick here. This 2 did give a top wick. The thing is that the 30-minute range is this hourly flip. So I think I'm gonna let it come down to this area and make a determination, and then I'll take sells from here under. I was looking to take a sell stop here, to take a sell to this area. But taking a sell stop there, both would be filling the range. We only have 15 pips before a pullback. We haven't had a higher time frame closure. Oh, we did. We had the 30-minute. Yeah, not much confirmation for anything. The only thing that I see here is that we came up, we broke the daily, we tried to break the daily highs, we failed. We closed back below into the daily range, which is this high and this low. We closed back inside. We actually closed back below a minor range, which is this one and this one. Now we're retesting that high, and if we continue to flip bearish, we might see something like this come down 60 pips. It's 30. We can get a closure below this white line, staying below this 3-minute resistance. I'm gonna have a buy stop here. That idea is off the 2 and the 1 minute. I think it might be chalked depending on how structure starts to form here. Yeah. there. Stop fucking around. I am in there. I'm in this buy right here. So I'm expecting a bullish drive after rejecting off of this area multiple times. I mean, that's 13 pips. Very, very fast. Very demure. Very cutesy. And look at that rejection, my boy. And I'll tell you what, if we start rejecting and breaking under this level, I will take sells. Listen, I'm Cuban, and I've been watching back all of my videos and editing my videos, bro, and I've been hearing the accent in some of my words, bro, and now, and I'm like, bro, this whole time I thought I sounded like an American, and I'm over here having an accent when I say certain words, and I'm like, fuck. I look back at my videos of me talking, and I'm like, holy shit. I said that word with a Cuban accent 4 times in a row. And then I said it normal a little bit later on, but then sometimes it slips out. Crazy. %2 charge left. BRB stream is on, but on charge for some tea time. It's all good, brusky. This is just how I speak, brother. We got 2 minutes for this closure. I learned English in the streets. Uh-oh. What is going on here? Tú sabes que somos de calle, hay pilla y corazón. Oh, bro, Jay, that's gonna be hilarious, bro. You're gonna be like, what in the world? My, one of my cousins had a child, and it looked like a literal teddy bear. And everybody was like, this thing looks like it's from a movie. Like it belongs in a like a doll box or whatever, like a collectible. That's awesome, bro. How'd you guys deal with the power outage and your baby? It wasn't too hot over there, right? Or what's the weather like over there right now?
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. What's up, Eddie? Thanks for the stream as usual.
Whoa,
Yeah.
hold on. This shit just...
That's a massive dump. Yep, just saw it.
What the fuck? That just flipped the hourly and made a new low for the hourly. And the 15-minute just closed. The 15-minute closed bearish. We had a top wick on the 15-minute and a flip down. Can I take a sell stop here on the rebreak of this low? I want to see confirmation that we're gonna remain below here. I'm gonna give it like a minute. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so everything was good, and then obviously we lost power for about 24 hours or something like that. But yeah, the weather was about 25 or 30 Celsius here, so quite hot. But we're at the beach, so we're good. I was able to trade in the morning, and then lost power. Then I have I have portable power banks that help me charge the phones and all that stuff. And then one is solar, so I was able to. I was plummeting. I was able to recharge all that stuff. Let's concentrate for a second here.
Yeah, holy shit. Damn, it came up and it tapped where I wanted to tap to. Holy dump. Alright, so that flipped the hourly for good. The hourly is about to re-break the previous hourly low. And then we have a range fill to here. So we have 20 pips until that level. Is that really gonna... This is the daily low. See, when we pivoted here, it took a while to pivot. It didn't happen this quick. Is it really gonna do that right now? So that 4-hour flip after respecting that level is the 4-hour money printer. And we still have to fill this entire 4-hour range. It's probably gonna come down and retest some of these lows before flipping bullish again. Especially with Trump announcing, I'm gonna have a sell stop here. Especially with Trump just announcing that China and the US are starting to work on things together. Whoa, that was like 1 pip away from my TP. I'm gonna close right here at 10. Let me get back to rolling this fucking joint. It could dump. It was just a rebreak of the low. It should have popped harder like it did earlier. That's fine. I caught my little piece. I caught my little piece. I gave it like 3 chances to pop, and then it pulled back to like 7 pips. So I closed it. And then it pushed a little further, giving me the 10. Damn, I've been getting slipped bad. Yeah. Same. What happens is, if let's say my range is 30 pips, and I got slipped 5 pips, and then it slipped and didn't hit my TP by 1 pip, then I'm closing immediately at like 6 or 7 pips, regardless. Who cares? How's trading on Top One's platform, Jay?
You know, it's actually really, really good. You can hit BE very easily because it's just a button. You can close half very quickly just by changing the contract and clicking on the opposite direction you're trading in. I really like it a lot. Just to note that the fees are quite high, and
You're trading
But
micros, bro.
other than that,
It's like that on the micros on across every broker, even live brokers. They charge you a shit ton of money to run these micros. You're gonna lose 30%.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose like. So this week I'm up. I did my report this morning when I was up like $900, and in reality I'm up 1,100, but they took away $200 in commissions and fees.
oh damn. Yeah, I mean that sucks.
Well,
Yeah, they
so-
take 12.4% per trade.
So you're like, so
12.4%.
so that's about like what? 20%?
No, 12.4% per position.
Oh yeah. So there's an entry
So-
fee and an exit fee. So I'm pretty sure if you do like your report, it'll tell you what fee was charged when, and you'll see how much they
Oh.
exactly charge you.
Most likely, I don't know where to do that report or anything like that. I
But
haven't-
but that's how futures works. They charge you an entry fee to enter the trade and an exit fee.
Wow. Well, at least the spread is really low. It's 0.2, 0.3. It's the lowest I've ever seen ever. It's even lower than AMP futures that Wix trades. So I guess that's where they compensate. They're having the spread so low and then charging.
Yeah.
Because I'm not used to paying for commissions.
You have it's a give and take. Like Don
Fees.
was trading his account with fees on Blueberry because they told him that the spreads were going to be better. So he was trading with fees, but then he realized that the fees were too fucking high, and he just went back to trading with a little bit higher spreads. And he says that the profit is exactly the same, that the spreads aren't really affecting him, and he's just paying no fees now, 0 commissions.
Yeah, actually, I was doing the same thing, and not only that, I'm like him on that aspect is that I'm a Premium Plus member now with Blueberry. I was Premium, now Premium Plus, so they pay me per trade. So if I use a one lot, let's say, which is a one contract, I'll get paid 1-to-1. So I'll receive $1 for that trade, regardless of if I lost it or won. And I don't get charged for anything. I receive an agent commission, and I'm sure he gets the same thing 100%. So if you use a 30 lot, you get $30 per position. We were talking about it this morning earlier with Wix. Damn, this is re-breaking the lows, huh?
We had a great entry, but it still came back and would have tapped the break-even point.
Just wondering how low this is gonna go.
Sometimes that's why I kind of like going into drawdown. If I can get a better entry and then it comes back to my original entry, I can leave a runner a little bit steeper up from the second entry that I got in.
Yeah, I mean, no, you did well because once it rebroke the lows, your entry was basically at the break of the lows, and you didn't get slipped that much. It's if you had held, you would have hit BE.
Yeah.
I believe, right?
Yeah, the range was 27 pips and I caught 10 pips, so I caught almost half the range, so that's decent. This is
I prefer. Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
we're about to
Oh, shit. What?
yeah, I was just about to say, holy shit, this is it. This is gonna tell us if we're gonna break through or not.
Why did I had a line at 3236.6 on futures. I don't know why I had that there. I guess that must have been a strong level of some kind. Yeah, I don't like paying fees. I'd rather have the spread higher. That way I know that when I close, the money that I'm making is the money that I'm making, right? And then not, have worked so hard and then you see gone, the commission, the fees, and then the extra charge that they charge you. So it just goes quickly and they add on over time. And I just rather have the spread difference, that way it doesn't affect me when I see the closing cost, the closing amount. So when I close on Blueberry Markets, whatever I close is what I see actually might sometimes be a little bit better. And then on top of that, I get the actual agent commission that they paid me. This morning, I made like $55 or something on agent commission that they paid me. So I wasn't complaining. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, sometimes depending on how you trade, the broker will pay you better. Like for example, I know a guy he's a swing trader, and then he swings in positions where the swap fees are positive. And then even if at the end of the trade he comes out break even, he's been holding in profit for like a month, 2 months, collecting swap fees. Even if it comes all the way back to break even, he still collected a shit ton in swap fees.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, you know, Market Mechanic makes a fortune from swap fees because he holds for weeks and months. So on a daily, he would have a swap fee applied to him. And, you know, he must be making a nice amount of money from that. When I held a trade once or twice overnight, and I got a swap fee. And I mean overnight is because at, you know, at 5 p.m. when the market closes and reopens at 6, boom, it's automatically a swap fee the next day. I was like, oh shit, what the hell's that? And then I realized, no, it's not a charge. They paid me. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, in some instances they pay you, and it's fucking dope.
Yeah. Where is this going, man?
To stop everybody out who took buys.
Huh?
Stopping everybody out who was in buys.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that dumped really fast, like 60 pips from our entry or so.
That was ICT. He took a 200 lot buy right here, and that's what caused the price to dump. Anytime he's in a position, the market goes the opposite way. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that a joke? Or?
Yeah, it's a joke.
Okay.
Every time, it's funny. Every time he goes on live stream to trade, he's bad. The music, yeah, I got you. Every time.
I have a hard time hearing you. It's just really loud on Zoom.
On Zoom, it's not gonna turn down. What the hell?
Oh, it's not?
Hold on, it froze.
Alright, look at the rejection, 32.34. Yeah, I had my line 32.34.9.
Maybe this. Oh, I see right here. There we go. I had my rejection right there, and I was thinking of buy stops on the flip of this 2-minute candle. But I wanted to wait for this 5-minute closure because I didn't have a decent entry. We have some resistance here, so careful on some buys.
I can't get in. It's a 4-hour close on the on spot and an hour in 2 minutes or 3 minutes on futures. I wouldn't want to get into a position now. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, let's get some structure to form here, and then that hourly open and see what it does.
Yeah, I think it would be safer in that way. It's just too big of a time frame to ignore it. Anyway, sorry, you were saying, ICT took a 200 lot.
No, he doesn't stream often, but whenever he does stream, he usually doesn't really win often. And one time he was like, you see that, chat? There was 15,000 people watching him live. He's like, there's 15,000 stop orders that just got hit. Why do you think price dumped?
Yeah, I've never watched him. I don't know who that is. I heard all those people talking about it. I thought it was a strategy or something. No, like I realized it's somebody. I never learned from him, thank God. I don't know why people keep watching people that are losing all the time and make the same trades as them. I just don't understand the idea.
Yeah, the thing with ICT is that he has like 30 concepts, and then you're supposed to put 3 or 4 of them together to create your own strategy. So it's like, so it's the same thing that I'm doing with YouTube and learning all these different strategies from all these other people and putting them together to create my own. The same thing.
Yeah, kind of odd. Yeah, my voice is low, Nadine, because
Just because I lowered the volume on for the music.
Not just that, it's 2 a.m. where I am here, so people are sleeping upstairs. I don't want to scream.
$20 seconds. Is this hourly? Huh. Below the range would be all the way down here. We're still kind of in range here. We're not going to get that bottom wick before that drive, most likely. Holy crap. I'm gonna have a sell limit. If price keeps flying up and hits VWAP here. This is good. Let it not give me a buy entry and drive straight up. On buy a $30 evaluation, then yeah, go back to Apex. But if you want a straight to funded account, you can use top one funding for futures and buy an instant funded account. You can even get one of the smaller sized ones. And then you can use code to get Wix to get 50%. Yeah, instant funded. Go check it out. Go read the rules. Instant. I don't know. I think you're looking at like 200 bucks.
Check the link I sent in the chat out. Click that link. You'll see anytime paywalls will be included for free, which normally is 15%. And then the coupon code, write the name Wix, and you'll get 50% off the actual account. You have instant funded between 25K and 150K accounts, and they all vary. So take a look. Instead of going for a challenge, you can go for it instant funded immediately. Yeah, it's the platform is directly on TradingView. They have their own TradingView platform. So what Eddie is looking at, for example, right now is literally what you would see on the platform itself, and then you get to choose to trade micros or trade.
I didn't ask because gold started driving earlier, but what does it look like on mobile?
It's a web browser, so it's the same thing. It's not an app. It's a web browser. So that's the one thing I don't like, is that it doesn't have an app. But you cannot open it on multiple devices. So I have it on my laptop. That's it. If I'm not on my laptop, if I'm using my phone, it'll log me out of my laptop.
Oh, it's so funny. I use the app on my phone, but then I use the web browser on my PC instead of using the PC app. I don't know. I think the web browser is just faster than the app. Oh yeah, if you want, yeah. I can take buys here. But I prefer that if price does continue up here, without giving us that hourly bottom wick, I would leave my buy stop, my sell stop there, or sell limit. I don't like how this is going back to the hourly open. It needs to not. It needs to just flip bullish, but it didn't. In normal challenges on one-step and two-step funded programs, 5-minute rules apply to you once you get to the funded, but instant funded features there is not a 5-minute rule. I have too much friends, they trade. I can never go back to do a challenge now that instant funded is available. To be honest, it's like having my live account. Instant fundeds are the way.
You know, I trade my live account on Forex, and I'm not funded there, but I decided to try the instant funded with top one futures. So I do that both at the same time, right? And so I get extra money here and there. I could never work so hard for 2, 3 weeks to do a challenge when during that time I could be funded not only that but make money, you know, to 3, 4, 5K during that time period, and then get a payout. It's just too much effort to do a challenge than to get instantly funded, because you're going to waste the same amount of time. So even if you pay less for a challenge, you're not making money. So your time is money, so you're wasting that. And so if you pay a little bit more and get that actual instant funded, you know you're right there. It's like, it's as if you put $400 in a live account and then start trading that, right? Because that's what it comes down to, the 150K. And that's just how I see it. And time is money. It's always been that. So it's so expensive, time, that you can't get it back. So I'd rather start right away. You know, when I started my trading, my live account on Blueberry Markets, I started with 10K, and it just grew from there, right? And then I started trading more and so on and so forth. I just know that I withdraw. I can just trade that day and I withdraw the money. It's my money, right? It's right there. It's not like, oh, I worked 2, 3 weeks or a month and, you know, got funded after a challenge and then blew that shit in I don't know how long. So
Yeah, Howie. So the challenges, ideally, they're the cheapest route to getting funded. If you have this skill, it's just easier to get an instant funded. With the discounts and the rules that Top One has, they're unbeaten. If I didn't have this 300K, I would have two 150K accounts with them right now. So I'm giving this one a shot, and I'm pretty sure with the good reputation they're getting and the amount of people that are continuously trading them and enjoying their journey with them, that they're going to continue to grow. And yeah, maybe they'll add some consistency rules here and there, whatever, minor bullshit. But their pricing and their rules are unmatched. pretty decent. The only thing that I would like is if they can work with getting a Trade of 8 contract. And then if you have other instant fundeds already with other firms, you don't have to give up your relationship with other firms, and you can copy trade all of them together. That would be awesome, because you're only allowed a certain amount of accounts. So if I wanted more than 5 accounts, I would need to trade other firms and then have multiple screens open and trading multiple different accounts. Or I can trade all at once. What is going on here? Trading your own capital account can be really expensive because there's no rules put in place. You can easily just build the entire capital. Yeah, I loaded up a live account twice last year and blew it both times. There's just no rules. And then when I realized how low of a margin that I had, I was like, holy shit, I can only enter 3 contracts. I need pineapples. I need pineapples. I don't have any margin to enter a pineapple. Let me close at a loss here. Wait for price to go more negative for a steeper pineapple. And then I'll take more the same 3 entries over again. And then when I took the loss and I look, the same 3 entries, I didn't have enough margin to take the same 3 entries. So now I could only take 2 entries. And I had to hold for even longer to make the money back. So by not having enough margin, I couldn't even pineapple properly and get out. Yeah. Growing pains, bro. And the beginning of this year was extreme fast growth and then extreme downfall, getting hit with this market, and you're like, holy shit, I was not prepared for this. Why did I take this trade? We've traded slow markets, medium markets, and now we're trading insane markets. So I started trading as everybody does in 2020. Oh, you have a Robinhood account? What's that? Oh, you're buying stocks? What are stocks? Oh yeah, I bought some Nvidia, I bought some Apple, I just bought a Facebook contract. Facebook changed their name to Meta now. Da 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 da, and I'm like, huh, let me load up an account. So we just had a 15-minute closure. Our hourly still has no top wick. This 15 has no top, or hourly has no bottom wick. We're literally primed for this sell limit here. I'm gonna lower it a couple of pips to give myself the medium of these ranges. It only activated 1 entry. Well, there's 10 pips on 2 entries instead of all 3. That's 10. Very nice. Very, very nice. So we have like 40 pips for this session? $48 Piparuskis. Oh, so basically, I started trading in 2020, and I didn't really know how to do shit, bro. I was just eating shit, just fucking around, spending my money saying, "Oh, Meta, look at it. It's all the way at support. It's gotta bounce." Whole time I'm looking at like a 5-minute support, and then I take some calls, and then I just lost so much money, like 2020, 2021. And then in like 2021, I was like, I'm gonna quit trading. Fuck this stupid shit. And then towards like the end of the year, I see this fucking guy Don, and I'm like, yo, he's doing it live for free. My man, I'm gonna watch. Started watching a few streams, and he's like, "Chap, we're gonna enter a buy stop here. Boom, we're gonna close here at 10 pips. Just made $3,000." And I'm like, "What? What? What? 3,000?" And I'm like, "Oh no, no, no. I gotta watch this guy." And I just watched him every day. Every day. And then once I started making money, like around 2022, 2023, we started getting that incident of brokers shutting down MT5s. So then I was like hopping around from broker to broker to broker to broker, dealing with issues with each and every broker. Some brokers had horrible spreads, so I had to withdraw my money right after I just deposited it. And then I didn't have proper mentorship until I met Don and Wix, and then it wasn't even proper until Wix started trading Asian, and I was able to get like that one-on-one access with him. And then when Don made me a mod that I was able to speak to him in DMs and ask him more questions more personally, that's when the game like really changed for me, like insane, like overnight. Like it was literally like within like 3 months, I was like, "Oh, I know what I'm doing." It's and the problem is me. The problem isn't what I know, my strategy. The problem is me. I'm gonna have a sell stop here. So yeah, bro, 5 to 6 months is not enough time. Bro, what do you mean? Alright, so I'm in this cell. I'm gonna close here at 14 pips. It's already close to 9:30. Maybe I was a little pussy there, scared to hold the runner, but yeah, Wix. Yeah, exactly. I didn't like the way that that it closed, and it's just like the characteristic of the candle, the way that it just like twitched, that made my gut go, just close. You almost hit TP and you didn't drive, close it. Took 14, yeah, same. Don't get me wrong, we could still flip and come back down, but did I want to see 14 pips of profit, almost hit TP, and then pull back another 20 pips? The other night was a little bit different. The other night, we completely respected that 4-hour support. We formed perfect structure on our way back up. And I saw 10 pips on the first try. I saw 10 pips on the second try, and I was like, nope. Even with these pullbacks, it's still looking good. And I let it hit the full 18 or 17 pip TP, and then I let the runner go like another 10. I don't know how much I caught there on that runner. Maybe 20. Maybe the runner went to 20, and the first two entries hit 10, and the runner hit 20. Something like that. So this is what I would do. If I could go back to the beginning, I would start building a track record, building a system. Every time that you enter a trade, you have to have certain amount of confluences. Whenever I entered this trade, what was the idea behind the wick entry here off the VWAP? This is a very strong resistance. We have no bottom wick on the 15, no bottom wick on the hourly. Price needs to come down to create those, to grab wicks at those areas. So where, if this 15 money printer is going to happen, where's the top wick likely to happen? The VWAP is a very strong area where it could possibly happen. So I had my sell limit there in anticipation of this money printer happening in order to come down and grab that bottom wick for the hourly, which would then flip the hourly. So you have to have a systematic way of viewing the way you take a trade. So that's how you have to look at it. So if you take a trade and you're like, oh, we bounced off support here, I'm just going to enter. Well, no, not just did we bounce off support, but how did it come down after bouncing off support? When we bounced off support, did it come back and close back into range? Or is it hovering right here at the very lows on support? So you have to go much deeper into your system. So that way, when you upload all of your data onto like TradeZilla and you start looking back and you're like, all right, I lost every trade this week. And then you go back to your history and you're like, okay, my idea was correct, but my entry was really, really bad. I had the worst entry, but my idea was correct. I couldn't hold that much more drawdown. And then after I closed the trade at a loss, eventually price came back and drove in my way. So then you start to notice things like that in your trading system, and you can make changes and say, okay, my entry is the issue, not my analysis. Or you could say my entry is fine, it's just my analysis that's wrong. And then you know exactly what to work on to improve. But if 90% of the time your analysis is right, but you're still losing, the only issue is your entry and the way you're entering and exiting the trade. So then you know what to look for. You're like, okay, my analysis is correct, so how can I enter and how can I exit the trade? And you know where to adjust and where to get better. And the only way to do that is by building a long track record of trades. So if you have $100 only for an account, are you in America or are you in another country? Let's say you're in America and you only have $100. You're not going to be able to trade a live broker for only $100. But you'll be able to purchase an account with Apex for $30. You can trade that account for $30 and still upload that free data into a trading program like TradeZilla or track your trades by hand. Ideally, if you only have 100, you need a little bit more, because even if you pass it the first try, you need 125 to activate it. So, I'll open my window, bro. You keep smacking it, bro. Probably's got a weak spot there now. Yeah, you can trade AMP with $100, but not gold. Your margin requirements for one mini on gold or one micro on gold is like $380 sometimes before news. That's a lot. The activation on Apex is 125. Yeah. Just know that $100 that you have, you are never going to see it back. Understand that from today. The money you put into the market, pretend you are never getting it back. Pretend that it's gone and it's now up to you to go search for that shit. Pretend that that money's gone. So if you deposited $100 into an account and you lost $30 and you're like, oh fuck, I needed that $100 to pay my electric bill, pretend that money's gone. Yeah, every time you enter a position, okay, cool. If I lose this trade, I'm still up for the week. Instantly, the second I enter the trade, okay, cool. If I lose this trade, I'm still up for the week. If I lose this trade, I'm only going to be down this much. Because you automatically have to accept the loss and say, okay, cool. If I lose, it's not going to be that bad. From the beginning, from the second I enter a trade, cool. If I lose, it's not going to be that bad. That's why sometimes you see me measuring the range. And sometimes if I see that it's 200, I'm like, okay, if it's 200, that's not that bad. I just got to manage risk more strategically. If I look and I'm like, my stop loss is only 100, I'm like, okay, cool. I can be more aggressive. But I have accepted the loss. Yeah, bro. Another thing is your psychology is going to play a much more important role in your system than the actual trading system itself. The thing is that the trading system gives you the confidence so your psychology doesn't get messed up because you have a system and you can then execute. But you have the holy grail system, right? If your psychology is not in the right place, you're never going to make money. So both go hand in hand. I would be reading psychology books from day one. Like the book, The Best Losers Win. So, I like to trade breakouts. And I like to, so, the giving you how my system works is just very, very difficult to say. Because I know for a fact our hourly needs to come down to grab a bottom wick. But we're driving bullish. So why did I take a sell when we're driving bullish? Well, all the time frames are telling you that you have minor bearish setups like the money printer starting to form. And then you have the hourly that still doesn't have that bottom wick. The previous hourly closed bearish below all these ranges back into this range. You're grabbing a top wick into these little areas here. So it could reject anywhere here. So where is the most possible or likely rejection? That's why I have this moving average here. And bro, I had the sell level there all night. Since price was here, I had that sell level. We went all the way here, and then it was only 5 pips of drawdown before it just completely reversed off this level. That's how strong this level is. I don't know how else I would have found that level with just candles. To the T like that. That's why I like this pretty yellow line. So this 30-minute is about to close. This 30-minute hasn't created a bottom wick yet. And we created a top wick first. We're back in range. We can literally flip bearish and continue filling this 24 pip range down. Where's this 30-minute flip? It's that candle there. Damn, my entry would be below here. Cause see how we turned this bearish block into a bullish here? So how can this trade flip bearish? Maybe it'll come up here, grab more orders here, and then flip bearish, creating that bottom wick for both 30s. That would be better. I would prefer that. If we just start coming up here to grab orders up here before flipping on the 30. And then I can take another wick entry somewhere over here. So there was an error at 9:31, at 9:30, at 9:25, 9:21, 9:13, 9:20, 8:55, 8:20. So like every 15 minutes, there's like a glitch with the Wi-Fi. Huh. This is my first night recording the entire session, the recording the screen and then my camera separately. We created a little tiny bottom wick for that 30. How many pips here? 27. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. 30 foot for half a second, but not enough to market execute. I'm still waiting. I'm gonna open up my silver coin. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Your yellow line, what number is that set at? That is at 32.45 on micro gold futures. All right, I'm gonna have a sell limit here. So if you want to get the VWAP on spot, you just do this and you type in XauUsd and VWAP is on here. VWAP session, and then you just go to your settings and you turn off all the other shit that you don't need and you just leave your VWAP. I have the 10 and 20, those are your blue and red. Yeah, they're more so for trend continuations. So these moving averages are just average price. The 10 is the average price for the last 10 candles, and the 20 is the last price for the average price for the last 20 candles, while the VWAP is the average price, including volume, time, and price at the same time. So these are all average prices. And that's all that is, just average prices. So because it's an average price, price likes to either trend with the average price or it likes to reject off the average price. Because the VWAP is the average price. I don't know. This is the way that I think of it. I don't know. I think I said this last session as well. Where just think of it as if everybody in the market it's all one order, and this is the average price for the order, including volume and time, not just this is the average price, right, for all the orders, but this is including volume and time or some shit. I don't know. All I know is that it motherfucking works. You see that? That's all that I know. I don't try to overcomplicate myself and I just know that, okay, this level is strong because it's including the orders in the market, it's including the time that we're in, and it's including price at the same time. So it's including the average order, average price at the average time. Cool. Volume, weighted, average price. So I'm like, cool. That makes beautiful sense. Enough for me to say I'm deleting this. That's enough for me to say I don't give a shit about anything else. Because it works, I'm going to figure out how to put that in my trading strategy.
Eddie, I think you might have not explained properly about the VWAP, because Playdays is talking about the SMA.
Oh.
When you go onto the indicators up there on the top, if you can show that with your arrow, Eddie, indicators, you can circle it on the bar.
Oh, it's
on the
it's covered because of my name. Hold on, because of my face.
No, it was there. It was visible. Oh, make that bigger again. Make your page bigger again. Yeah, and then look, you see where you have your 4-hour daily and all that. Just to the right of it, you have.
Oh, this?
Indicators.
Wait.
Where's your time frame on the top, buddy? On the top. Where are your time frames? Where do you?
Oh, you mean right here?
Yeah. Look at the right. It says indicators. So if you guys click on indicators, click VWAP, VWAP, and then it'll appear. But if you don't pay for TradingView, you can only have 2 things showing at the same time. So you can click and choose VWAP.
Volume weighted average price, not the the anchored and all that other wackadoodle.
Yeah, and then you can change the color of it, the settings. You can do whatever you want, same as anything else. And then that's what he uses. He pays for TradingView, so he has access to more indicators that appear on the screen than the two basic ones that they give you for free. Thanks, Eddie.
No problem, brother. I was confused for a second. I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because you're saying go to XAU and then you see you have VWAP. It's not there unless they put it in the indicator. That's why they were confused in the chat.
All right, so I'm gonna have a sell stop here. It's gonna be fast. I'll move it down like a pip. Our 30 no bottom wick is there, so that'll be an attempt to grab a bottom wick for the 30. This 30 wick is like 20 pips, so we can have a target here at 20 pips. What a flip bullish. What a bitch. Okay. Okay. That's the 15 flip bullish with all these resistances here. All the moving averages there. I'm gonna keep a sell limit here. Maybe that'll be the top wick area. Getting the entry, the best possible entry here is a little... Is it gonna be the break of this low, or is it gonna be the wick entry at the high here? Which one's it gonna be? Holy shit. This thing is moving. We just pulled all the way back up there. Wow. We're forming a lot of structure here. I think I'm gonna delete and wait and see what happens here. What did this 5 minutes just do? Did it just close back into range? All right, so we money printed here on the 5, but what did we bounce off of? I mean, I made a high here. We come down to these lows. Then it comes all the way back up here. Does all this before coming back down. Where's our closest resistance? That's strong. Damn, all the way up there. Okay, so this close respecting the range. We're respecting as well. Respecting as well. I think I'm gonna have keep my sell limit there. What do I have? A 15-minute closure. Yeah, let's wait and see what this 15-minute does. If this 15 minutes gonna break out and finally flip on the hourly, then I'll start looking for some sells there. We know the final 15 likes to pull back usually. So if we've already, a pullback would be pulling back here instead of continuing to drive forward. Pullback would be pulling back, leaving range, allowing us to get some entries here. Status poor. Why is my status poor? I'm not even on the Wi-Fi. I am on the Wi-Fi. We are done for Asian session, almost over 30 pips. You only got 18 minutes left for the session. Call it. Yeah, it depends what this 15 does. We might get a pullback that would give us that hourly low. Bing bong. Wow. Now stopped me out 30 pips. Ah, shit. That's how you know it's real. The fake ones sound like ching, like very high pitched. This is deeper, like a bell. Oh shit. That's why I have this soft desk. So if I drop it, it falls on this. $15 just closed, and we closed bullish in the middle of this tight little range. So we are inside of this little range here. We have some resistances here, and we can come right back down to the bottom of the range. No problem whatsoever. We're just hovering here. This 30 is gonna make a bottom wick for the previous or come up to the wick. LOL. I'll stay out now. She'll make up her mind. Regardless of what happens, I think the next hourly is going to come down to create a bottom wick. I'm going to have a sell limit here. I still like this idea. And I'm in there. Now, if it starts using this level to pivot and start to flip the other way, we could start managing risk towards these highs here. It's not too bad for the rebreak of the high. I'm expecting another quick pullback like we saw earlier. This thing is bouncing back and forth like crazy right here. And that's a full closure. 13 pips. That was 2 pips away from TP, so I just closed it. If not, I would have let it go. Whenever it pops like that and it's like 1 pip away from TP, I just close it. Let me use the bathroom real quick. Milo, holy shit, bro. I took you out 4 times today, bro. I got home at 4. I took you out once every hour till stream happened, bro. Come on, dog. Chill out. Fuck. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm done. That was nice. Hey, bro. Instant profit all night for a change? Instant profit all night for a change. I'm going to show you where in the DVS playbook that is in. I'm going to show you how I identified that using the DVS playbook. Where's the books over here? Damn, Don's. It should be. There we go. So, basically, it is this trade right here. So, that is the onion plus the celery, which would be right here. So, if we're driving bullish and you hit a resistance, you know that in order to continue bullish and to get a bullish setup, price has to then pull back, create a low, and then re-break that high. Price usually doesn't fly through a resistance. It usually hits that resistance, creates something like this, and then continues and it breaks above, right? So my idea was a wick entry at this portion. Basically, all that you guys saw me take was the price came down, we created a high right here, and I took a sell as a wick entry coming down. Instead of taking a sell stop on the 1 minute and doing all of this, I took a wick entry. So you see this entry right here? That's the same thing that we have here. Came down, retested, sell. Same thing right here. Came down, retested, sell. Came down, retested, sell. Same thing. This is the onion play on the DVS. So if you study the DVS playbook hard enough, you will see the onion. Let's go to like the 5 minute. Price comes down, creates support, comes up. Price comes down, creates support, comes up. Sell stop with your stop loss above the highs. Sell stop, come down. Sell stop, come down. But I took a wick entry where the stop loss would be. Tonight on the instant funded, 631 per account. That was fun. Hell yeah, bro. On the account I'm up tonight. How do I scroll this higher? $216 for the week. 1,300. I took a $2,000 loss this week as well. And last week. So that's 4 G's that I've had to make back. I would be up 5,100. Yeah. No, not 2. I lost 2,000 and then 1,300 to 1,500. So like 3,500 plus the 1,000 now. So 4,600 I should be at if I didn't take those big ass losses. But it's straight. 2 minutes till this hourly closure. I'm calling it. I saw my entries all night. I took them. I did not hesitate. You just got to take your plan. That's another piece of advice. I've been looking at the bounce place where price shoots straight to a level and rejects something along the lines of what Drizza takes. Yes, I've been looking at that as well. And you can also, knowing that eventually you're gonna come down and get that bottom wick for that higher time frame, the probability of that wick entry is much, much higher. Coupled with price flying towards that area with no pullback, even better. A bit of a tough week, yeah, I'll agree. I'll motherfucking agree. Tomorrow's NFP. So let's look at the 4-hour time frame. Let's do a quick 5-minute breakdown before the end of the day. And I said this yesterday, right? So when we were stuck in this range right here, and then we came down to this range right here, I said, cool, look at this. Look at these daily candles, how tiny they are in comparison to these daily candles here. It looks like we're probably going to be stuck somewhere in between this range, or worst case, we're going to be stuck somewhere in between this range before NFP, so price can make a decision. It's going to be the first candle of the monthly. So we've already created a bottom wick, which is why I said there was a high probability of us coming down to fill this range, especially before NFP, because the monthly candle needs a bottom wick before flipping bullish. We know the monthly candle needs a top wick before coming down. It needs a top wick. The probability of a monthly candle closing without a top wick or a bottom wick is almost impossible. Look at this. They all have it. So we know for a fact price is going to come back up to 3,300, grab orders before coming back down. There's like a 99% chance price is going to come back up there. So that's why I had a feeling that we were going to hover here for NFP. And NFP is going to be the deciding factor. Either wick us up to this area before breaking us out to the downside and starting to plummet, or NFP is going to be so bad for the American for Americans that gold is going to re-break that high, create that monthly top wick, and flip on the monthly. Yeah, bro. Lots of money to be made, bro. We're fucking killing it right now. We're killing it right now, and all it is just staying strategic and staying to the plan. All of the trades have to look like that with barely any drawdown. So when drawdown starts to happen, pineapples are only made to get out. Unless structure forms so perfect that you're like, all right, I can hold. And it's over. Have a wonderful night, gang. I appreciate every single one of you guys for showing up. I recorded this all of these entries, so I have a lot of recording to do. A lot of recording to do. A lot of editing to do this weekend, so I can edit maybe like 4 clips of those trades. Have a good night, everybody. I appreciate you guys for showing up. Drop a like, bro. Tonight we had peak concurrent viewers. We had 40 people show up tonight. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the stream, that you guys made a little bit of money, you guys learned and understood and saw how I take entries and how I go about basically trading these markets, and what I've learned from Wix and what I've learned from everybody else, and how I put it together and how I come up with my own ideas using exactly what they taught me. You saw that that's literally textbook devious. It's just with a little twist in different areas, but it's literally textbook devious. Have a wonderful night, everybody. I appreciate you, Lone Trader, Nate, Nick, Don, Howie, SLJ, Loss. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Don Julio, Actifulio. I appreciate you, Terpy, for showing up. Bougie, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful night, everybody.